Urban Odyssey, a bicentennial project of the D.C. Community Humanities Council.
Isaac Franck and his quest for community and social justice are presented in this segment of the D.C. Community Humanities Council's Urban Odyssey series.
I was always on the phone in those days with newspaper editors. We got them to stop carrying that pernicious real estate ad which not so subtly suggested that this was or wasn't a good neighborhood for Jews or blacks. We worked relentlessly for home rule, without which there can never be any real justice in this city. We spent endless hours with U.S. congressmen, imploring them to stop playing games with the district. We protested apartheid outside the South African embassy, and we protested anti-Semitism outside of the French, the Soviet, and the West German embassies. The deepest grief this city has ever seen came in 1968, when Dr. King was assassinated, and many black people took their anger to the streets, burning, smashing, looting. Many of the businesses they destroyed on 7th Street, on 8th Street, and elsewhere were Jewish businesses. Anti-Semitism was being promoted by some black newspapers and by some leaders. Many of our members demanded that we get out of urban justice work, that we devote full time to dealing with Soviet Jews in Israel and just things specifically Jewish. I said no. The rest of the Jewish leadership said no. No matter how deep the divisions right now, we must redouble our efforts. We worked 24 hours a day in those days immediately following the riots with the Urban Coalition, the Urban League, the Black United Front, the Council of Churches, with everyone. The joint effort was tremendous. Out of that nightmare, strange as it may seem to some of you, a stronger sense of city was built. Racism and anti-Semitism must be addressed honestly, intelligently, courageously. The homeless must be taken care of. The health, education, and economic situation of many blacks in Washington has recently deteriorated dramatically. Some say a new civil rights movement is in order. I think they may be right. Well, I will end with a paraphrase on an old joke on my very patient wife. She'd die if she heard this. Isaac, Isaac, she'd always say to me, try this. They say it will lower your cholesterol. Ah, yes, I would always say to her. Pearl, you know, they say if you eat this for 100 years, you will live a very long life. Well, if you work peacefully for social justice for 100 years, you will not only live a very long life, you will live a very rich and rewarding life. It helps to keep in mind what one of our sages in the Pirkei Avot once said. It's not your responsibility to finish the work, but neither are you free to desist from doing it. I leave you with my two favorite Hebrew words, shalom, which as you know means peace, and tzedek, without which there can be no peace. The meaning of tzedek is justice. So shalom and tzedek.
Thank you.